Hello.
Hi, Andy.
I don't know if you can see my video, but sound is good.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right, I am prepared to defend the Christian viewpoint that.
Oh, goody! You left it a bit late. Could have called in a bit earlier. Go on then.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
Before you go any further, I think it's probably going to be necessary for you to define what the Christian viewpoint is, because there seems to be some disagreement amongst Christians as to what exactly it is. So what do you mean by Christian viewpoint?
Oh, sorry. I was about to say that. I'm prepared to defend the Christian viewpoint that without God, there is no objective standard for morality.
Oh, wonderful. Go on then.
So I posit that if you're going to claim that there is an objective standard for morality, then you need to make that claim and defend it.
Well, stop there. So, I can help you out. I don't claim there is an objective standard.
Well, then we're in complete agreement.
Okay. Well, I thought we were going to have some fun, but we're not.
Yeah.
Who on earth says that there is an objective standard?
Say that again?
Who says that there is an objective standard?
Okay, maybe I can maybe I can find a contradiction in your moral beliefs.
You're trying to have a fight. Come on, I enjoy this. Go on then.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so do you eat animals? Are you a vegan or not?
I eat animals, yes.
I wait till they're dead first.
Okay, so why is slavery wrong, but causing animals to suffer and eating them is not?
Because one is the same species as us, and the other isn't.
Okay,
well, so I wouldn't actually have replied in that way. But do you want to carry on the conversation with Thunder?
Sure.
I would have given a different answer, but Thunder started.
We interact with members of our same species in a different fashion, which we interact with members of other species. Do you understand that?
You're saying that speciesism is okay?
Speciesism is what is de facto observed.
I agree that
we do not interact with amoebas in the same way that we interact with other humans. It's an observation.
I agree with that. Okay. Now, what about?
I'd like to hear how this relates to objective morality, though. This is something that's subjective, in literally in the sense that different people have different senses of morality on it.
So yeah, we agreed that we're all in agreement that there is no objective morality. So now we're just switching topics so we can have a fight.
Okay, well, make it a decent fight, because the one you just brought up I don't think was particularly interesting. I mean, what is the point that you're trying to make?
I'm trying to find a contradiction in your beliefs on what is morally acceptable.
Right.
I was getting somewhere with Thunderfoot. Can we continue where we were at?
I guess. Seems pretty mundane and boring, but hey.
And the show ended at 16 minutes ago.
Yeah. Make it quick.
If you guys... Okay. All right, so Thunderfoot, you just said that we interact with different species differently, which is true. What about... If you think about evolution, the difference between species is very gradual. At what point do you define it a different species? I mean, are you just making the arbitrary connection between when you can no longer mate with them, then you can separate them from your moral concerns?
I think you're going to have to get a lot more interesting very quickly, otherwise we're going to end the show.
It sounds like you guys just need to wrap up the show, which I understand. So.
Well, no, I've given you the option that either you get more interesting or we wrap up the show, and at the moment you're not getting any more interesting.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and volunteer that it's arbitrary. Again, because there's no objective moral standard, we each have to go on our own metric.
Well, I would go one further to say that the actual, the closer you are to your point of evolutionary divergence, in other words, just imagine, for sake of argument, that there was a species somewhere between us and chimps that were somewhere culturally between us and chimps in their ability to create societies and such like. Would we treat them differently than we do chimps? And the answer is, of course, yes. Would we treat them different than we do monkeys? The answer is yes. Would we treat them different than we would do? And so it does actually It's
I actually
a
oppose.
scale to the point of evolutionary divergence. It's not
Yep.
just that. In that, for elephants, for instance, are also fairly sharp bunnies, if you'll excuse the.
So if I could, so your argument is the closer they are to our species, the more we would treat them like our species.
Well, that's more or less what's observed again.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
I
an
would
observation.
go further. I would go further than Thunderfoot because I would extend human rights in as far as could possibly be done, even for chimpanzees. I would not, for example,
And the
eat
great apes.
any. Right, I wouldn't
Great
eat
apes.
any of the great apes. I wouldn't eat the lesser apes. I won't eat any primate. I will not eat a lemur
Why not?
because they're primates. It's just too close.
It's too easy to
You just-
empathize with them.
Right.
So your argument is we should not eat things we should empathize with. That's totally subjective.
No. You did the odd is fallacy. The reason
Okay.
we don't is because it's easy to empathize with them. And also people that, have a pet chicken are a little less likely to eat chicken. But that is not a prescriptive. That is not the reason why we shouldn't. That's the reason why we don't. And don't confuse those two things.
Yeah, we also have a bias toward intelligence too, because likewise, I extend as much as possible humanitarian rights to elephants, to parrots, to whatever. I realize that there's a bias there, but if an animal is abnormally intelligent, I give it greater rights.
Okay, so I know what is. I can see what is. What I'm calling about is what ought, right?
Okay.
How do you get from one to the other? I would be really fascinated to see how you can take what is and derive from it what ought to be.
I am in no way claiming that you can do that.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know exactly what you are claiming. I know that you're trying to just create some.
I mean, just
discussion,
saying
but
that. I
may I
mean,
just go back, one moment, Thunder, please. Can I just go back to the very first statement you made? And this is what I thought was you got off to a bad start, so to speak, because when you said, "Do I eat meat?" you then went on to make the statement, "So you think it's all right for animals to suffer?" Now, those two statements are just they don't. There's no logical step from one to the other. When have I ever said that it's all right for animals to suffer?
I made an assumption in my nervousness that I shouldn't have made, which is that creating animal products causes animal suffering. Is this claim accepted or not?
No, I agree with that it does cause animal suffering, and I am against that in as much as I can be. And I'm a complete hypocrite, I realize, in that I will eat chicken and steak, even though I oppose the way that the beef industry and the poultry industry are operated, and the fur trade.
You see, I go a step further. Well, maybe not. Maybe you do the same. I always seek to buy meat products that are from, so far as it can be, animals that are treated well. Free range chicken, free range eggs. Same with cattle and other meat products. So yeah, I accept that I am somewhat hypocritical because there is a degree of suffering involved, but I seek to try and minimize it.
Yes.
Can I cut all this off? I think the show's run pretty long. Andy, obviously, you do need to go out and check out the is-ought fallacy or the is-ought problem, because I can sort of see where you're going. You're taking statements of fact, you're turning them into ethical positions, and that is not okay. Because people say, I don't like this, or I find it unpalatable, is not the same thing as saying there's an objective moral standard that makes this wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is, a concordance, Andy seemed to be saying that and then immediately said that he wasn't saying that. Andy, I'm going to remove you for a number of reasons. Partly the time, secondly because I'm getting messages from everyone saying that they have things to do and they've got to go. And as I say, we're 22 minutes over when we should have stopped. But if you want to call back next week, Andy, please do. But I didn't mean to be horribly rude to you, but at least come with a point rather than just seeking an argument. I think that would be more helpful. Can I think that everyone
if
on
you're
the
going to
panel...
bring an argument, bring it at the beginning of the show when we're looking for something to fight about.
Can I thank everyone on the panel? Can I thank everyone that's been watching? Can I thank all of those who have called in? Well, not all of them, most of them. It's been fun. Now, interestingly enough, in 2 weeks' time, it's actually going to be Christmas Day, so I think it's very unlikely that we will be here, but we haven't discussed it. We'll probably try and do some show around, I don't know, so we'll have to have a quick chat about it, maybe between Christmas and New Year, sort of like a festive magic sandwich. But we will let you know. But in the meantime, thank you very much. Thank you also to Tony, who's been doing the technical work behind the scenes. Grateful as ever, Tony. But now, if you'd like to end the show, that would be great. Thank you very much. See you 2 or 3 weeks' time. Not sure when. Have fun. Take care.